Here's 9 of the most misunderstood animals in the world, in my opinion. This list is in no particular order. The first animal we're going to talk about are wolves. As a society, we've just tended to straight up gaslight wolves. We've portrayed them as monsters and people just think they're going to attack them. But that could not be farther from the truth. In reality, wolves will do everything possible to avoid humans. They can smell us from 2 to 3 miles away, and they could also hear us from up to 5 miles away in an open area. And the moment they do, they're going to go in the complete opposite direction. Wolves are also very important to the ecosystem they're in. They are responsible for keeping the herds of the animals they typically hunt healthy, since they will typically only target the sick and injured animals in a herd, which helps keep disease from spreading. They also keep the herds from overpopulating, so they don't turn the ecosystems they're in into a barren wasteland. The second animal we're going to talk about are coyotes. Just like wolves, coyotes have been portrayed as monsters over the years. By the way, Mark Twain completely eviscerated them did not help them either, when he said they look like sorry looking skeletons with grey wolf skin dressed over them. A lot of people also tend to think coyotes will purposely try to hunt their cats, and purposely antagonize their dogs, so they chase them so they can lead them into a waiting coyote pack. But that's just not true. Not to mention, I've also seen a video of a cat complete only a coyote, so either you just need to get a tougher cat, or you just need to keep your cat inside. People in Maine also seem to quite literally hate coyotes for them doing their job of keeping the ecosystem on the East Coast balanced. This is quite literally outrageous, since they're the only animals left on the East Coast that are keeping it balanced, since we completely extirpated wolves. To put it simply, we'd be completely screwed if coyotes went extinct. The third animal we're going to talk about is the African wild dog. You may have noticed a common theme when it comes to some of the animals featured in this video, and this is because the family Canidae, which includes all dog-like carnivores, is one of the most underappreciated family of animals in the world, and the next animal we're going to talk about, the African wild dog, is also a member of this family. The African wild dog is one of the most endangered animals in the world because of habitat loss and human-animal conflict. Farmers in Africa tend to kill them on sight or will set out snare traps to catch them, since they fear they go after their livestock, since they're the most successful predator in all of Africa. But the thing is, they don't even really go after people's livestock that often, according to some conservationists in Africa. Instead, other predators like lions, hyenas, and leopards will go after their livestock as well. But the thing is, the farmers tend to blame the first animal they see in the area, which tends to be the African wild dog. Since they're not as fearful of people as other animals, and because of this, they will tend to hang out in the open near roads, which tends to get them seen and scapegoated for the attacks, which is not good since they're actually very important to the ecosystem in Africa, and if we let them go extinct, it will have dire consequences for the ecosystem in Africa. The fourth animal we're going to talk about are bats, since a lot of people tend to dislike bats since they tend to think they carry diseases. Not to mention, people also dislike them since they are thought to be responsible for a certain virus we have to deal with. But the thing is, they are really not major vectors for disease. In reality, we really should appreciate bats more, since they are responsible for keeping the populations of all the insects we hate under control. They also play a key role in the pollination of some of the fruits we eat on a daily basis, like mangoes and bananas. So the next time you see a bat, you should stop and appreciate them more, instead of trying to kill them. The fifth animal we're going to talk about are venomous snakes. There tends to be a lot of misconceptions about the venomous snakes of the world, like the king cobra, black mamba, and the cottonmouth. While a lot of people tend to claim these snakes will chase them, and they also tend to think they will purposely hang out in certain areas so they can bite as many people and animals as possible. In reality, these snakes want nothing to do with us. Most bites from venomous snakes occur because people step on them. Since in a lot of third world countries, they don't have a lot of light during the night, which usually ends with a lot of people stepping on these snakes, and the snakes will usually bite out of self-defense. This happens also because the snakes are attracted to the populated areas because they have a high rodent population, since in a lot of third world countries, they're not as clean as the US, which tends to attract the rodents these snakes typically hunt as prey. The major thing people need to understand is that the last thing these snakes want to do is bite us, because if they do, it's just a waste of their venom. And the venom they use is a protein that takes time and energy for the snake to make. So if they wasted venom on you, they will not be to hunt. So next time you see a venomous snake, just admire it from a safe distance and leave it alone. Please don't try to kill it. The sixth animal we're going to talk about are hyenas. Thanks to Lion King, people generally view hyenas as scavengers who only survive by stealing food from other animals. But in reality, hyenas actually kill most of their prey themselves. Their hunting success rate is actually higher than that of a lion. Hyenas are successful more than 70% of the time when hunting, which is much higher than that of a lion, since lions are typically only successful 30% of the time. It's usually actually the opposite. Lions usually actually steal from hyenas more than hyenas do to them. People also tend to dislike hyenas because of their awkward appearance and the vocalizations they make when they're going after their prey. But in reality, the laughing sounds hyenas make is not because they are laughing at something because they think it's funny. They actually do it when they are nervous and scared. The seventh animal we're going to talk about are sharks. Ever since the release of Jaws, people have feared sharks, but the fear many people have is really unjustified, since sharks don't see us as food. Most shark attacks are the result of a mistaken identity. Anytime a shark attack happens, it's because the shark thought a person was a seal. This happens because when a shark thinks something could possibly be food, they will investigate it by biting it, since that's the only way they can investigate stuff. It's with their mouth. And when they realize you're not food, they will typically just swim away. Sharks don't see us as food, since we really do not have a lot of nutritional value to them. Since we don't have enough fat. To a shark, we would offer no more nutritional value than that of a small salad to us. The eighth animal we're going to talk about are crocodilians. A lot of people tend to think crocodilians are just dumb, mindless killing machines, but that's really not the case. Although they do have the brain the size of a walnut, they're actually rather intelligent and can be trained to do stuff like dogs. Some crocodilians have been known to view people as prey, like the saltwater crocodile and the Nile crocodile, but if you do have more than one working brain cell, it's rather easy to avoid being eaten. All you have to do is avoid standing right next to a body of water in croc territory. So we really should not be that scared of them, since we really just need to learn to coexist with them, since crocodilians do play a key role in the ecosystems they live in. The ninth and final animal we're going to talk about is the dall. Just like the other members of the Canidae family, dolls are endangered. They are endangered because of habitat loss and disease. This happens because dolls have little territory left, which in turn means less prey, which makes them turn their attention to the farmer's livestock in the area, which usually gets them killed, which is not good because just like the other members of their family, they play a key role in the ecosystems they live in. They are also endangered since they are very susceptible to diseases our domesticated dogs can have, like parvo. These animals need our help since they already have enough to deal with. They have to compete with tigers and leopards for food on a daily basis, and now it really seems to be all for nothing, since the end result is usually them getting their last subscription cancelled by a hairless homicidal primate with a superiority complex. Before it's too late, people around the world have to realize the destruction they're causing to the environment before it's too late. So if you enjoyed this video, please like the video and share it with your friends, since there are so many misunderstood animals out there in the world who are vital to the environments they live in.